Okay. So I was in my basement looking for some books to review from my childhood because I really want to do more videos like that because I find them fun. And I found this gem, which somehow I have missed the last 10 times I've gone down there to look for books, even though it was right out in the open. My eyes might not work. Maybe these glasses aren't actually helping. I don't know. But I don't know what this book is about. The back is very vague. Amber, the orange fairy, is trapped tight in an unusual place. Can the fluffy feather really help Rachel and Christy rescue her? I prefer Christy and Rachel as the order for their names, personally. It looks like I was reading this book not that long ago, because who else tabs books in this house? I mean, dog ears books in this house. Also, who else reads? No one. So that's interesting. I don't remember reading this, so I think it should be fun. And I want you guys to come along on the journey. So, let's start. Okay, so it opens with Christy and Rachel on Rainspell Island, which is where they first meet on the ferry ride over, if I remember from the first book. It's explaining a bit of what's going on, so they're helping the fairies find the rainbow fairies, who, if they don't get back, Fairyland will never have color again. I don't know if it's affecting the human world at all, but it's affecting Fairyland, and they're looking in some little tide pools, and I think that's where they're going to find the fairies, so maybe this is the book I kind of remember, because I remember them looking for fairies, and one of them is trapped in a pool, but I don't know how a feather helps with that. So they collect some shells and the wind is playing tricks on them and they're like, ooh, is this magic? And I really hope it is magic because that would be fun. So they're about to pick up a new shell and it sounds really pretty. It's a light peach color with soft orange streaks and it was tightly closed. And there's a tiny silvery voice humming inside. Let's hope it's a fairy and not a goblin, because that would really suck. So the voice is saying, I cannot be scared. I just have to be brave and help will come very soon. And the girls are like, that's a fairy. So they talk to the shell, and it is, of course, Amber the orange fairy, because that's who the book's about. And then they introduce themselves and say, we found another rainbow fairy. I don't know if this is, they've only been mentioning Ruby, so I think they've only found one fairy so far. Amber is the second, which is pretty cool. So I'm editing this video, and I just need you guys to know that I'm stupid, because the book has a 2 on this side, because it's the second book. So, it is book 2. Claire, it's book 2. So Christy and Rachel have a magic bag, which I guess was explained in the last one. They said that the queen gave it to them, so what I'm assuming it is a bag full of little magical items that will help them get the fairies out of their predicaments, because they pull out a feather, and they can tickle the shell with that to open it. So I thought that they would have to go find the magical items instead of coming and being like, oh, we already have them, but, that's cool too. That means there's going to be more exciting things in the book. Like goblins, perhaps. I hope. They're always so funny. I love those guys. So they tickle the shell open. I keep wanting to say flower. And it says that they do that on this page, but the picture of it is on this page. So I find that kind of funny. Just move it over one and then you're good. But it's fine, I guess. Just spoiled what was gonna happen, a couple sentences too soon. So they get her out of the shell, and then they're gonna go to where Ruby is, in a pot at the end of the rainbow, which is, I guess, a cute little housing pot that they set up for her. And what happens when they get there? This frog, who is amazing and I love him, unless he's a bad guy, then, no, thank you. But this adorable frog is climbing out of the pot, and Ruby is nowhere to be seen. So that's iffy. I really hope this frog isn't a bad guy, because he's so cute. But, So it explains a bit that in the first book, Ruby, like, took the girls to Fairyland to meet the king and queen and to see how dull it is without color. And, that's probably where they got the bag. Blah, blah, blah. Plot stuff that were slowly being revealed. Usually in books like this, I would expect, like, there to be kind of an overview at the beginning, but there wasn't too much of one, which is interesting. Like, I'm reading the Animorph books for the first time, and the books always start with, like, oh, this is my name, I can't tell you my last name, because I can shapeshift, and here's how Earth is going, and let me just explain everything almost the same way every time. But it always catches you up if, you know, you pick up a random book. It explains who people are, kind of what they look like, what's been going on. This one hasn't really been doing this, so I am a bit confused. Even though it's a kid's book, and I shouldn't be confused. But, you know, fun. It's fun. I'm having fun. This review isn't as good as my other ones, I'm realizing, but whatever. Like, we only live once. It's 2020. Enjoy the video. Look at how angry he is. I love him so much. I love this frog with my whole heart. I don't even care if he's evil. Wow. Wow. Oh, he's so grumpy. Wow. I love that frog. I didn't expect to get emotionally attached to a drawing today, but here we are, doing what I always do, which is growing emotionally attached to things. It's like a regular, like, at least once a day, it happens. So, the frog is a friend of the fairies, and his name is Bertram, which, it's an okay name. I would have gone for, like, George or Hopper, but, you know, it's fine. He's smiling here, so that's nice. I like that. I have a favorite character. I'm very emotionally attached to this frog. I've known him for like 2 minutes and I love him more than anything. Oh no. So apparently the King of Fairyland uses frogs as footmen, and that's who Bertram is. And Christy and Rachel are like, oh yeah, we saw the frogs, but they were in uniforms. And he's like, wearing a uniform on Rainspell Island would be kind of dumb, don't you think? Because he's wearing glasses. I love this frog. So then Ruby shows up. She's been in the pot kind of making it her own little fairy home. She has a beautiful reunion with Amber. They're happy to see each other, and now they're showing off their little pot house to Christy and Rachel, turning them into fairies. They bump into a pretty cute butterfly. Love that dude as well. Why do I do this? But you know, there's still a lot of book left for these book standards, so there's still time for Jack Frost and his goblins to attack. Kind of worried they will. So they go to a little pond in the rocks. I forget the term. And to look at Fairyland with the help of some magic. And while they're looking and they're all sad because, oh, it's like snowy and cold and gray and nothing like Fairyland should be, things start to freeze in their world, and then Jack Frost's face pops up in the pond, and it means that him and his goblins are close by, and I am so excited to see these goblins fight this frog. I hope they fight the frog. I really want the frog to just, like, fight the goblins. So, Christy and Rachel, I say so at the beginning of all these videos. I apologize that every time it cuts to a new thing, it's just me going, so... Anyways, Christy and Rachel have never encountered goblins before. They've only seen Jack Frost, so they don't know what to expect, which is exciting. I really hope that in the next, like, 6 pages or so, they see the goblins, but I'm losing hope. Maybe in the next book, which I don't have, so that's sad. But, the fairy pot has been frozen over by the cold that the goblins bring with them in Jack Frost's honor, so that's kind of sad. The fairies don't know how they're gonna get back inside, but I feel like the frog's gonna have some knowledge because he seems pretty knowledgeable up there. He has glasses after all. Bert Ram saved the day. I keep wanting to say Bertman because it's a better name. Anyways, Bert Ram saved the day by jumping on the the ice of the pot and smashing it. So now they can all go home. Okay, so I reached the end of the book. Sadly, there was no goblins, which was actually a disappointment because I really was looking forward to the goblins, but we got a really cute hero frog who I am now too emotionally attached to. Joy. Anyways, so the book ends with Christy and Rachel being like, I hope we don't have to encounter those goblins. I know they're still around because it's really cold outside for the summer. And it sucks to be them because, oh boy, those goblins do not go away. But yeah, I enjoyed this little touch of my childhood rereading this book. It wasn't as eventful as the other ones, I will be honest, but that's okay. It was, I guess, the beginning of the series, so you have to build up to the action. There was probably more in whatever book was the last one. But yeah, I had fun, and I hope you did too. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say, except that until I find another Rainbow Magic book somewhere for free, this will be the last Rainbow Magic book I read, because I'm just doing books that I have, like, in my house. I'm not actively buying books for this kind of series that I'm doing. But yeah, this one was fun. I'll put it here for now. So you can still see it. I have some more videos coming out in December. Hopefully, as of right now, I haven't filmed it, but I keep telling myself I will. I will be reviewing the next After book for Christmas. If you watch those videos, if you're under the age of, like, I don't know, 18, don't watch them. They're not appropriate for kids. If you're here for Rainbow Magic and not for, like, me, don't watch the After videos. Also, Like Magic, again, is in the description and in that little eye icon. I don't know what side it's going to be on, so it's there. Again, worked really hard on that. It is a book that you can listen to us read. We do fun voices. There's also text on screen that, like, it's an actual book-sized thing. It's a book-sized thing. Yes, I got it printed. That we're giving you guys for free. So, you know, check it out. Leave some comments. It was a fun project. I really like reading comments, so I just want to see more comments on those videos because I want to know what people think. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I have some more videos in the Reading Books from My Childhood, or whatever I called it, playlist, which is also going to be in the eye icon or down below. You can also find it on my profile. But yeah, also I'm using the word childhood loosely because it's like from when I was an actual child to like the last year I was in high school. So yeah, anyways, see ya later. Have a nice day or night or evening, because when I worked at a store, people always got upset that I never said happy evening. So happy evening to that, like, group of ladies who went to that one store I worked at once.